So how did modernism play into Brazil's landscapes?
Well, during the 1940s, Brazil's landscapes were redefined from the Beaux Arts style influence to modernism. So pretty much it was defined into four general categories. One was using a broad variety of native tropical vegetation, and two was using a lot of colorful exotic forms and a lot of their pathways and pavements. And three, they used a lot of free-form water features, and they broke away from rigid symmetrical patterns, which would ultimately then create a clear emphasis on harmonizing both outdoor and indoor space relationships.
And where was Roberto Marx during this time?
Well, Burle Marx broke away from the previous landscape designs, which was the rigid and symmetrical elements incorporated, and instead took a path of using more free-form shapes. And a lot of the modern artists try to do this at the time, trying to utilize a lot of elements to emphasize back on the origins or the roots of their culture.
So which landscape emphasized this?
I'd say the most important landscape that Roberto Burle Marx had to give to us would be the Monteiro estate in Creias, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And this landscape is considered avant-garde by many critics of landscape architecture, mainly because this landscape clearly emphasized everything that was going on in the modernist movement in Brazil. I mean, Burle effectively used a variety of vibrant rock plants to create this variety of colors throughout the landscape, and in order to create a lot of curvilinear shapes, a lot of the land was surprisingly not altered to preserve the topography, yet it really gives a whole different kind of look on how the hills blend in with the mountains. And in the landscape, the lake scene is actually artificial, and it was dug out from the ground. And it's interesting because it's used there to reflect the entirety of the landscape, including elements such as like the changing sky and the different colors of the garden during the different times of the day. And another key thing about this is that there really is no clear boundary in this landscape, which emphasizes how the entirety of the landscape blends in with the surrounding area. And it's just something that really and truly relates to the whole culture of Brazil.